Hello guys, I'm Debasachi and I hope you guys are doing good. Today, let us ask ourselves the important question: who we are without our stories, both good and bad, which includes extreme polarities, both negative and positive. Like I am not good enough, or I have a nice body, I'm amazing, I am the best. What lies beneath it? Sometimes from childhood or later in life, or maybe from a traumatic event, we carry a deep self-immediate programming that we are not good enough or we are not worthy. And sometimes people live a whole lifetime out of it. Now comes the most important question: how we can know ourselves and reprogram ourselves out of it. The clip that I want to play is by Louise Kay, who will be answering the most profound question: who we are without our stories, which leads to self-inquiry and the ultimate question: who am I? So here is the clip.
Don't serve us, and we live lives, full lifetimes, with these stories that we're programmed with as children, or something traumatic happens to us as teenagers or young adults, or even just adults, that program us as like, oh, you're not worthy of love, you're not smart enough, you're not capable, you're not this. How can we begin to reprogram it? Is it as simple as meditating and becoming more quiet and allowing the heart to guide us more, the inner voice to guide us more, not the inner voice of the mind, but the inner voice of the soul guide us more? Is that what we need to do, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's a great question. Most people, when they hear this, then start to see the mind as an enemy. I need to get rid of that now. How am I going to eliminate the mind, stop the thoughts?
Right.
But actually, you can't do that. It's much easier just to recognize it for what it is and to become aware that there's this phenomena here that we call the mind, which is comprised of conditionings, like you said, these programmings that we receive from a young age. And to begin to inquire, what is it that's aware of the mind activity? That's the line of questioning that can create a shift in the focus of your attention from identification with the mind. So the mind centers around the story, right? And the story is about this I am not good enough. Or it either takes one polarity or the other usually. So it identifies a positive polarity or a negative one. So I'm amazing, I'm the best, I get a great sense of self from my amazing body or my money. It seeks something to invest its worth in, its value. Or a negative one, like you said, I'm not good enough, people don't like me, I'm a failure, my life's a mess. And it starts to tell stories centered around this I. Now, if you investigate and look, you can't actually find this I. It doesn't exist. The only thing that you will find is thoughts. But something is here that's aware of these thoughts. So that's where we have to investigate what is that's aware of the thoughts. Then we can watch the thought, and we see the thought comes and it goes. Now, if I don't believe what it's saying, if I don't identify as the I in a mind story, then who am I? Who am I without all those stories, whether they're positive or negative? What if I didn't have any story at all? Now, this can bring up a big fear in people initially, because that threatens the ego's existence, and its greatest fear is death. So a lot of people don't actually really want to look at this. This is an investigation that's not a mental investigation. It's something that has to be looked at through direct experience, one's own experience. So we can imagine a good little exercise for this practice is, imagine you've been born right now and you haven't been given a name, you haven't been given a nationality, you haven't been given a religion, you haven't been given a label. Nobody's told you you're amazing or you're terrible. You have worth, you don't have worth, you're lovable, you're unlovable. Nobody's told you anything. You just come into this world and you're perceiving. So images are being seen, but you don't even have any language to name any objects. You're just looking with wonder like a baby does. I don't know that that's a tree. It's something that's perceived. Sounds are perceived. And this can take us closer to this direct experience that I'm aware. And in that recognition, there's already peace here. There's already fulfillment here. And it's not even required then to try to get rid of any negative thoughts, because the moment they're seen, it's seen, oh, that's the mind, it's not me. I'm not that. I'm that which is aware, without any story, without any limitation, without any problems. If we don't believe in the stories, there's no problem. The problems instantly all disappear because I'm just here aware. And everything's perfect as it is. Now, the thoughts that then begin to come through from that understanding are aligned with the recognition of oneself as awareness. So there's a natural understanding that everything in existence, by the pure fact that it exists, has inherent worth. There's no question whether I have worth or not, because I no longer am a conceptual idea of who I am. I am consciousness itself, and that's the new identification. Now, what happens sometimes is the mind then wants to take on a new identity, a new character, and the mind says, okay, now I am consciousness, and starts speaking about that. This is not it. It's deeper than that.